What's up, kings and queens? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel today. So today this video is about something a little bit strange, and that is gardening, something that I absolutely love to do. I talk about it all the time, so I wanted to do a video for you guys, just kind of sharing my love of it with you. But more so than anything, I want to share some of my gardening frugalisms with you guys, because y'all know the queen is cheap, right? So I believe in gardening on a budget. Now, I love to grow everything. My favorite thing to grow is tropicals, and probably my second favorite thing to grow is herbs and things like that. Like, this is lavender. I found these lavender, they're like topiaries this year, and I had to have them. I love to just bury my face into lavender and smell what it smells like. Now, those were a little bit pricey, but I'm going to share some of my cheapisms with you guys, because when I first started gardening, I used to go to the stores and I wanted to buy everything. Like, I would see all these beautiful plants that I wanted to buy, but I didn't have the money to buy them. So it took me a while to learn that there are actually things that you can do to obtain plants and have a beautiful garden without spending lots of money. So if you're interested, I'm going to share 5 frugalisms with you guys today. Now, my very first gardening frugalism is ask your neighbors. That is, in my opinion, that is one of the best ways that you can get clippings and plants and things like that to start your garden without even having to spend a dime. Most people, like I know myself, for instance, sometimes there are things that I grow that multiply so much. I'm always more than thrilled to share them with people. Like, I always share my canna lilies because they multiply so much. I share my elephant ears, banana trees, things like that. But if you see your neighbor has something that you think is beautiful and you would like to have it in your yard, just knock on their door if you get along with them and ask them if you can have a clipping of whatever plants, or like ornamental grasses and things like that. Those things get out of control. So oftentimes people will be like, yes, as long as you dig it up yourself, you can have it. Unless they're like me, I don't want you digging in my yard, I'll dig it up for you. But that is the best way to obtain that. Another way to get free plants is to look on sites like Craigslist and Let Go and things like that. People will put stuff on there that they're giving away that they have too much of, or it might be like $1 or $2, but definitely worth the price. So always check there. My third free way is your local botanical garden, because like once or twice a year they will have like giveaways where they will give away things like tulip bulbs, or typically it's native perennials. And if you don't know, perennials are things that come back year after year. So always check up on stuff like that. Now, my second gardening frugalism, I'm almost ashamed to share it with you guys. It's the dead plant section. I'm so cheap. How cheap am I? I'm so cheap that when I walk into Lowe's or the Home Depot, Menards, I walk right past everything that is living and beautiful and standing at attention, and I go right to the dead plant section. Okay, so these are the plants that I like to get, because even if they have just a little bit of life left in them, I know I can bring them back to life. And they're 50% off. But I will only buy half dead perennials, not annuals. Alright, so I found these dianthus. These are 50% off. They're regular $16. They're on sale for $8. So we'll get a few of those. All I need is one green leaf. That's all I need. Now, let me let you in on a little tip. Lowe's is the best place to go because Lowe's does not like to take care of their plants for some strange reason. Lowe's around here, I know, and all of them, they don't have the watering system that the Home Depot has. And so they often have in the back racks and racks of plants that they have neglected that are on their way out. Like I said, all I need is one green leaf. I will bring that plant home. I fill up a bucket full of water with like a tablespoon of Epsom salt. I sit the plant in it, and the next day when I come back, it will be standing at attention and ready for me to work my magic on it. So the dead plant section, I know it doesn't get much more cheap than that, right? Now, my third gardening frugalism is to start things from seeds. Take coleus, for instance. I love coleus. They're an annual. In my opinion, they're a little bit pricey in the store when you get like a flat of them. Things like pansies, petunias. Even if you just have a nice, well-lit window in your house, you can get a pack of seeds for like $1.29. Get one of those starter seed trays. You don't even need that actually. You can use styrofoam cups and soil. Put some seeds in each one, a few drops of water every few days, and start your own plants from seeds. Okay, so now we are actually in my greenhouse, and it's a cool day outside, and so I had this sweater on, but of course it's hot in here. So just about, and the chickens are on one today. So just about everything is already pretty much gone out of here. Everything's been taken out, planted into the ground. But today what I'm going to actually work on is some banana trees. Now, this is another frugal gardening tip of mine. I save everything. So, and I break the babies off of everything and start new plants. So this is actually a hardy banana tree, and this is a pup off of a huge banana tree that I have that I've actually had for probably about 4 years, and every year I cut babies off of it. Sometimes I'll get babies off of it like 2 or 3 times a year, depending on how I'm treating the tree. So this is one. Ooh, the door just flew open. So I have 3 of these actually, and what I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be taking them outside to harden them off. Frugal gardening tip that you will see is you will see styrofoam cups, and I save those and I keep them as long as I can, and I start seeds in these. And so like this year I started a ton of coleus, and if you look over there, that whole shelf is full of coleus there. There's coleus on the back wall, and a lot of coleus have already went out and been planted in like some planters and some flower beds and things. But I start my seeds in here. I started some different ornamental grasses and things like that this year that have already been taken out and planted. So another frugal gardening tip is cuttings. This is from a purple heart, which I absolutely love. Purple hearts are perennials. They'll die back when it gets cold outside, but they come back. They come right back in the summertime. You can use them in your planters. They spill over nicely. You can use them in flower beds. They fill up space, but they are creepers, and they will consume a space if you don't keep them cut back. Another thing I really like are vines. I'm a fan of vines, and I have some hyacinth bean vines that I started from hyacinth beans. So this year I started just about everything from seeds, and I grew so many coleus that I had to give tons of them away because I started so many of them from seeds. I started my petunias from seeds. I went out and bought like I think about 2 or 3 different kinds of pansies and petunias, but that was for the purpose of baskets because I'm impatient and I wanted them to be pretty yesterday. So start things from seeds. Now, my fourth gardening frugalism is make your own hanging baskets. Okay, so it's very easy to do. So I fill my pot most of the way up with dirt, right? With potting soil. I have a mixture of potting soil, gardening soil, and just regular basic old yard dirt. And then all you're gonna do is just start placing your flowers in there how you want. Now I'm gonna use 2 purple and 2 oranges in here because like I said, these are gonna really fill and grow. These are gonna bloom all season long. So I'm only gonna put 4 because it's not a huge basket and I don't want to crowd the basket out. So you see there have the flower, and I'm just gonna make just a little bit of a hole and I'm gonna set that in there. And then I'm gonna take my orange and I'm gonna make a little hole. I'm gonna set that in there, kind of pack it down a little bit, and I'm gonna come back with my purple, set that in there and pack it down. Now if this basket was bigger and also if it wasn't going to be hanging, I would really cram this clear full of stuff. But this is going to look so pretty when the orange and purple is kind of alternating and spilling over. Now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to fill the pot up the rest of the way with some of my soil mixture that I have here. And I just like to take handfuls of it and just pack it in there. And you want to be gentle with the flowers, but I mean, you're not gonna hurt the flowers. I mean, don't break them or anything, but you know, just handle them accordingly. I don't like to fill my pot 100% to the top full of soil, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when they're hanging, I need to water them, and I want the water to have a place to go versus just, you know, spilling over the top and then all running out of the bottom. If you have a little space in the top, I feel like that allows the water some time to sit there and actually soak through. Now if you talk to my husband about that, he has a different opinion on it because he likes to cram pots clear full of dirt. He's always like, you don't have enough dirt in there. I'm like, there's plenty of dirt in there. These flowers have plenty of room to root. Now today it doesn't look that pretty, but when I bring you guys back in about 30 days, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And then I just take my hook. I'm going to put my hook right back on there where I got it from, and we'll hang it up. Simple as that. Actually, we'll clean it up and then we'll hang it up. And there, is that a blooper? You want to hook it on, there you go. And there you have a homemade hanging basket that it doesn't look like much of anything right now, but like I said, it is going to be so gorgeous. And so I only have about 6 more to do, so bye. When I walk into a gardening center, the first thing that catches my eye typically are baskets that have a lot of different colors of stuff in them, a lot of interesting stuff, beautiful baskets that somebody has made, but they're selling those baskets for like $40 or $50. in this clip that I'm getting ready to show you, you can make your own baskets, and you can make them be whatever you want them to be. You can make them go with the color scheme of your patio or your deck or whatever you want to do. But versus spending $40 or $50, if you spend $3.49 on a little crate of flowers or two and make your own baskets, you save so much money. I keep all of my hanging baskets that I've ever purchased in life, so every year I can just sit down and make my own hanging baskets. Now, my fifth gardening frugalism to make your garden beautiful and to add interest to it is to repurpose things around your house. In this clip I'm going to show you, you're going to see me using what used to be a fruit basket. It used to hold apples and oranges in my kitchen. I'm going to turn it into a flower pot. So I have a chair, a really old chair that I sanded and refinished. My husband actually brought it home and I was like, why did you bring that chair home? And he was like, well, it's antique. And I said, okay, I'm going to use it. So I turned it into a little chair for the center of my garden, put some cocoa liner in it, put some plants in it, and there you go. So repurpose things around your house to make your garden and even your patio really interesting. If you guys would like to see me show you how to turn an old Goodwill table lamp into an outdoor lamp that lights up with solar lights, I would be more than glad to do a video on that. Let me know. So those, ladies and gentlemen, are 5 of my gardening frugalisms. Clippings, clip things, break things in half. Most things can be started from just clipping them off and sticking them in dirt or putting them in water and letting them root. But in my opinion, gardening is so fun and so relaxing. There's nothing more exciting than dropping a mass of nothing into the earth and watching it turn into something beautiful. So thank you guys so much for listening to me today. Until I see you again, be blessed and bye for now.